Hello everyone and welcome to another reading vlog for Vlogoween slash Spooktober. You guessed it, I just got home from work. It's currently October 9th and now it's like 7 o'clock in the evening. So I luckily had a pretty short shift at work today. I only had to work for 4 hours, which this is the last short shift I'm probably ever going to have. But because of that, I was able to have like a really chill early morning, and I woke up, I had some coffee, and I started my next book, which is Blood and Honey. This is the second book in the Serpent and Dove series. I read Serpent and Dove last month, and I absolutely loved it. It's one of my favorite books of 2020 slash of all time. Honestly, that's how much I loved it. It's basically, if you didn't know, about a witch who is forced into an arranged marriage with a witch hunter who doesn't know that she's a witch, and it's so good. Like, the romance in this book is so good. So I'm about 82 pages into this book, and I'm loving it still. I wasn't actually sure how I would like the sequel, because I feel like one of the things that I really liked about the first book was the fact that the two of them, because they were in arranged marriage, they didn't really get along, so it was a bit of a hate to love thing. But now that we're kind of past that, because spoiler alert, we're in the sequel now, I wasn't sure if I would still enjoy it, but I definitely do. Like, this romance is so cute. And this wasn't actually on my October TBR, but it turns out it fits quite a few of the Spooktober challenges, so I figured I may as well pick it up, and it's like over 500 pages, which for some reason I picked so many big books in my October TBR, which I need to invest in some smaller books. Like, I feel like in tags or challenges or anything, there's always like the challenge that is read a book from a genre that you'd like to read more of. And I feel like I read pretty diversely when it comes to genres, but what I need to read more of are short books. So if you have any short book recommendations, leave them in the comments. But yeah, as for tonight, I plan to just read a little bit more. Like I said, this is over 500 pages, so I'm going to try and read like 200 pages a day. Ideally, we'll see how it turns out with like work and all that stuff. But also tonight, I really need to edit my last reading vlog, because that has to go up on Monday and it's currently Friday. So those are my plans for tonight, and then I will probably update you tomorrow. Hi guys, so it is now the 11th of October, I believe, and it's like after 7 o'clock in the evening. Today was my day off, and frankly, I don't have a lot to update you on. I was planning on filming a bunch today, but then my cousins came up unexpectedly. Like, we didn't know until like yesterday or the day before, so I hung out with them all day, which was a lot of fun. But now that I just got home, I just tried to film a video, and what a disaster. Tragically, I fell really far behind in my Vlogoween videos. I was really trying to pre-film a bunch of them, but I ended up pre-filming only 3. 3 out of 13 videos I was able to pre-film, which is just terrible. So I fell really far behind. So I had to film this video today, and it just didn't turn out right. And the sad part is I don't have time to like re-film it, but also I don't want to upload something that I'm not happy with. So I'm like really conflicted with what I should do. But that's that. As far as my reading goes, this was in the book haul that I filmed, so I put the dust jacket back on. I am 156 pages into it. I'm still really enjoying it. I haven't gotten as far in it as I wanted to. I really wanted to read about 200 pages a day, which would make me like 400 pages behind at this point. But yeah, if you watched my last vlog, you know I've been having some trouble with reading, where every time I read, I basically fall asleep, on top of the fact that I just haven't felt super motivated to read anyway. So then when I do and then I fall asleep, it's just all around a really tragic situation. But yeah, that is what I'm up to for tonight. I think I'm going to do some journaling tonight, because I just have a lot of stuff that I feel like I should probably write down, and maybe it'll help me a little bit. And yeah, I'm also going to try and edit this video. I have to upload a video that has to go up on Monday. For some reason also, my internet must just be extra horrible these days, because it's so slow. It takes like 3 hours to upload a like 15-minute video. So I have a vlog that I have to post, which is like 20 minutes long, so it's taking like 4 hours. And yeah, it's just not working out today, but that's life. So I guess I'll update you again tomorrow or sometime soon. Hey everyone, so it is now, I don't even know what day it is. It's now the 13th of October, and I just got home from work. Sorry if the heat is a bit loud in the background. This pimple on my forehead is so big now, it has its own zip code, so that's fun. Today was a very long day at work, and kind of a depressing day also, because I've spoken a bit on my channel about how the store that I work at it's not, the business isn't going out of business, it's just the location that I worked at was closing, and so yesterday was our final day that we were open, and then today we went in for a few hours and we packed up basically the entire store, and now it's over. So it was kind of sad, and then I worked the later half of the day at another location of the same business, so luckily I didn't completely lose my job like I thought I was going to. So it was just a very long and sad day. So I think I'm just gonna have a really chill night, and I'm probably not going to spend a lot of it reading. I am a little over 200 pages into Blood and Honey, and I'm still really enjoying it, but I think tonight I'm gonna spend most of my night probably watching Netflix, specifically The Haunting of Fly Manor, which I started watching last night. It's like the follow-up to The Haunting of Hill House, but it's not, like, the series isn't related. It's its own story, but it's, like, made by the same people, and I guess this series is going to be, like, The Haunting followed by whatever it is. So The Haunting of Fly Manor is basically, like, a kind of retelling sorts of The Turn of the Screw, which is a book I've never read before, but I've heard really good things about it, so I should really pick that up soon. But I absolutely am loving this TV show. I started it last night, and I'm already quite a few episodes into it, and I love it. I'm trying to get my mom to watch it because this show has a lot to do with dolls, and she hates dolls, so I'm trying to get my mom to watch it. But yeah, I'm probably just going to spend a lot of my night watching that. I might read a little bit, might not. We'll see what happens. So it is now the 14th of October, and today and tomorrow are my days off for the week. So I'm in my pajamas. It's like 7:15 at night, and I did not do anything that I wanted to do today. Because it's my day off, I thought I would get a lot of reading done. I wanted to film some Vlogoween videos, and I have not done any of that. I'm not gonna lie, this thing and this thing are really deterring me from filming main channel videos because they look bad enough in this lighting. So with my like really bright lights, I can only imagine how prominent they are going to be. So I'm gonna try and put some stuff on them tonight, and hopefully they will look a little better tomorrow, and then I'm just gonna film tomorrow because, like I said, I have off tomorrow as well. So also didn't do any reading today. I'm 222 pages into Serpent and Dove, which the book is split into parts. Like, it's also split by chapters, but it's also split into parts, and I just reached part 2. So I'm actually going to put that book on hold because, frankly, I'm just not super in the mood to read either, and having all of these big books on my TBR is making it even more difficult for me to find the motivation to pick up a book. So I think I'm going to put Serpent and Dove on hold for a moment, and instead I'm going to pick up one of the shorter books on my TBR. At least I thought it was shorter, but it's like 350, 60 pages, which in comparison to how big the other books have been, this one is pretty short. So I'm going to pick up Message in a Bottle by Nicholas Sparks. I don't actually know that this completes any of these Booktober challenges, but it's just going to be an easier read. It is 350 pages, but it's a mass market paperback, and the font is pretty big, so I think if this was in like a regular book size, it would be a bit shorter than what it looks like here. So I'm going to read this. I don't know how much I'm going to like it, because I liked A Walk to Remember by Nicholas Sparks, and I read that book twice, and it made me cry. So I just kind of hope that this will give me the same feelings that A Walk to Remember gave me, but this is also kind of a different story, so I don't know, maybe I won't like this one as much, but we will see. Hopefully it'll be kind of a fast read, so I'm going to read this tonight and maybe into tomorrow morning, but ideally I'm going to try and finish it within the next 24 hours and then get back to my Serpent or wait, no, Blood and Honey. Have I been saying Serpent and Dove this whole time? That's the first book. I'm reading Blood and Honey though. You can tell what kind of a day I'm having, so I'm going to go now. It is now now the next day, which makes it October 15th. I just filmed a very exciting video. I filmed my announcement for the Disney read-along Nightmare Before Christmas edition, which I'm hosting in November, and I'm super excited for it. So I'm currently editing the video, but I thought, well, it's like processing and everything, I would just give you a little update because my lighting and my tripod and everything is still up. So I'm actually really happy with how my hair came out today, so I'm really sad that today is my day off and I'm not going to see anybody and nobody can appreciate my hair because I'm just going to be in my house all day. Speaking of houses, how cute is this little house? I have not used it since I bought it because it's not on a timer, and I know that if I turn it on, I will forget, I will leave it on, and then it will die. So I'm going to appreciate it while it's alive right now. Anyways, last night I started Message in a Bottle by Nicholas Sparks. I'm 164 pages into it, so I'm nearly halfway through. He has really quick writing, so it's not surprising that I'm getting through it as quickly as I am. But this book is so cheesy. It's so cheesy and borderline problematic, but there's just something about his writing that makes me totally hooked. Like, normally this kind of a book, if it was written by anybody else, I would hate it, and I totally would have DNF'd it by now, but there's just something about his writing that makes me want to keep on reading it. So, if you don't know what this book is about, I don't even want to tell you because it's so bad, honestly. Basically, in this book, we follow our main character called Teresa, who is a single mother, and she's also a journalist for a newspaper, and she has not found love since she divorced her husband, and then one day she's like by the beach or the water or something, and she comes across this bottle, and inside it's got a message from this guy called Garrett to his like long lost love called Catherine, and the letter is super sweet. She ends up publishing it in her paper, which is definitely like an invasion of privacy, but whatever. And then she finds more letters from this guy, and she borderline starts to like fall in love with this dude that she's just reading through letters that he's writing to another person. And then she ends up with finding little details in the letter, finding out where he lives, and then she goes to where he lives, and he takes her on his boat, and she's borderline a stalker. But also, I probably shouldn't talk because I have done some very questionable things also. But we're not going to talk about that because that's a story for another day. So, I'm 164 pages into this book. It's so bad, so kind of problematic, very cheesy. Wouldn't normally like it, but there's just something very addictive about Nicholas Sparks' writing, and that's why he sold so many copies of his books, apparently. 50 million copies of his books in print. Yep, that's what it says in the back. So yeah, I'm going to keep reading this book throughout the day. Hopefully I'm going to finish it today, and then I can end this reading vlog. I've set myself a thing, because my reading has been so bad lately, I've set myself a thing that I have to finish a book in each reading vlog. Like, I cannot finish a reading vlog without finishing a book. So I'm going to hopefully finish this book today, and then I can finish and upload this reading vlog for Vlogoween. In the meantime, though, I am going to eat lunch because when I was filming the announcement video, I kept having to pause because my stomach was making so much noise because I'm so hungry. So I really just need to go and eat some lunch, and then I really want to read outside because it's nice and cool out, so hopefully the bugs won't bother me, but it's not cold enough that I have to wear like a jacket or anything. So I haven't read outside this year yet, and I really miss it, so I really hope that I can read outside today. So I just finished filming my video, or editing my video. I already filmed it, I just edited it, and I'm actually really happy with how it came out. I'm not usually very happy with my videos because I'm just such a perfectionist, but I actually really like how this video came out. So I just made myself some lunch. It's literally just pasta and garlic, which probably isn't very healthy, and olive oil, but yeah, we're just not going to talk about it. Anyways, I changed out of my shirt because my other shirt, the neckline got stretched out in the wash, and big necklines, for whatever reason, really just irritate me, so I changed into the Grinch, and I felt like it's been a while since I have filmed in my kitchen. Usually, as of lately, you've literally just seen me in my bedroom, just like facing different directions of my bedroom, and I felt like it was probably getting a little boring, so I thought I'd film in my kitchen while I made lunch. So now I'm going to probably watch the Haunting of Fly Manor on Netflix, because we've already talked about how I'm obsessed with that show, and that's literally all I have to tell you. So I will update you later. So it is now a little before 4:30 in the afternoon, and I am over 250 pages into my book. I read outside for like almost 2 hours, and it was a lot of fun until a bug flew into my eyeball because apparently even though it's cold outside, the bugs are still out and about, and frankly it still kind of feels like there is a bug in there and I don't know why, but my eyes started watering and I thought now is my cue to skidoo. So now I am back inside, but I did get a lot of reading done, so I only have that much left of my book, so hopefully I'm on track to finish it before the end of the day. Hi guys, so it is now the next day. Sorry I didn't update you last night, but I ended up getting like a really bad headache, and then right before I went to bed I felt better, so I read the last like 50 pages of this book and I finished it last night, but I just figured I'll update you today and then end this reading vlog. So yes, I did finish Message in a Bottle, and I did not really like this book. I'm sorry if I am going to continuously compare it to A Walk to Remember, but that's the only other book by him that I've read, so I just feel like that's what I have to compare it to. So in this book, I did not like the characters basically at all, and I definitely didn't feel any kind of connection, or like I didn't really relate to them, which could just be because like in A Walk to Remember, even though I think you'd consider it to be an adult book, maybe we would consider it to be YA, I'm not sure, but you do follow like high school characters, like end of high school kind of characters, which are definitely closer to my age than the people in this book who's like a single mom, like people in their 30s, early 40s, something like that. So that's probably why I didn't relate to them as much. I didn't feel as invested in it because I couldn't really connect to them. But I also just didn't really like them anyway. Like, I feel like you don't have to be the same age as a character to find them likable, and I didn't find these characters to be particularly likable. I didn't really like a lot of the choices that they made, so that was a bit of a bummer. As far as the plot, again, in comparison to A Walk to Remember, that book was already kind of cheesy and a little unrealistic. This was even more so. Like, take that and times it by 3, and that's this book. So it was just a little bit too much for me. And then the ending. Is this guy capable of writing a happy ending? I'm really not sure. But again, in A Walk to Remember, spoiler alert, the ending was sad, but I felt satisfied with the ending. And I was really into the characters and invested in them in that story, so the ending really hit me. Whereas with this book, it was sad, but I didn't feel like closure with the endings, so I felt really unsatisfied with it, and also because I wasn't into the characters at all, I didn't cry, because frankly, I didn't really care. So again, bit of a bummer. But the one good thing about this book is that there is something incredibly addictive about his writing. Otherwise, I probably would have DNF'd this book. I mean, yesterday I read this for probably like an hour and a half straight outside, and I have the attention span of a rock. So I am lucky if I can read a book for 10 minutes straight. So the fact that I was able to do that, I mean, props to the author. So yeah, that was the only good thing about this book, was the writing. Other than that, I hated the whole thing, so that's unfortunate. But now I'm going to flip the camera around and we'll see if this book completed any of the Spooktober reading challenges. Okay, so right off the bat, it's looking like the only challenge this may have completed was the romance challenge, which, sorry if my camera work is a bit shaky. Maybe it could also complete the Mrs. Lovett's meat pie challenge because, as I said, all of the characters were pretty unlikable. And yeah, I think that was basically it. So, you know, wasn't the most successful book ever, since I hated most of it and it barely completed any challenges. But yeah, I don't know how to end that. It wasn't good. Well, I suppose that does now bring us to the end of this reading vlog. This wasn't the most successful reading week that I've had, but, you know, it's another book to add to my list. At this point, the month is half over and I've only completed 2 books, which is rather unfortunate, and I'm definitely going to have to pick up the pace if I intend to finish even half the books that were on my TBR, but what can you do? Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this reading vlog. Anyway, if you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!
You hear that, Samson?